the details of the CARE Act were released. And while they're giving employees and individuals a $1,200 stimulus check, first of all, I need more zeros to be stimulated. Who is that going to stimulate? And what is that going to buy? Hand sanitizer and wipes and a few snacks? And it's coming in 6 weeks, for real. But business owners can apply to get up to $20,000. A $10,000 forgivable loan plus another $10,000 grant just because you have a business.
Welcome to Sisternomics, everybody. This is Monique Carradine Kitchens, and here we are about 3 weeks into the quarantine, thanks to the global COVID-19 pandemic. I just want to know how you've been doing. How have you been adjusting to this new normal? You know, how are you guys maintaining your sanity, your health, and just overall keeping occupied? Gotta admit, I've had my moments of extreme anxiety about everything, including when is this all going to be over and what does the future hold? But there are a few things that have helped me stay sane. One has been prayer. So I've been trying to spend a lot more time in prayer, reading the Bible. That helps calm my nerves a little bit. I also find that working out helps clear my mind and puts me in a better mood, and creating content for this podcast and my social media communities has helped a lot as well. So I've been spending a lot of time doing that. And of course, spending more time with the family and whatnot. That's always great. But really spending a lot of time creating content for you, especially now that there is such a huge need for information that is truthful and enlightening that can help us get through this. And that leads me to today's episode. I decided to start a series of conversations focused on how to shift during this time of crisis. Because the truth is, the way things were back in early February of this year, for instance, it's never going to be that way again. Things have changed and they just won't be the same. So we need to find ways to shift into our new normal. But the question is, what does that actually look like? Well, today, Dr. Lynn Richardson is here to share her thoughts on how we can shift. You've seen Lynn on numerous TV shows, including The Steve Harvey Show, Access Hollywood, BET. She's been all over the radio. And if you haven't heard of her, Lynn is an author, an entertainment executive, and a celebrity financial coach. And she currently works with rapper MC Lyte, running her Hip Hop Sisters Foundation and Sunny Girl Entertainment, which is Lyte's celebrity management company. For as long as I've known her, Lynn has been passionate about helping people build a legacy and a foundation for wealth. She's written books about it. She's done workshops about it. And she's created a suite of materials and resources that you can take advantage of, especially now in this time when we really need to establish wealth if we have not already done that. So I'm really excited that she is here. And again, Lynn is going to kick off our conversation about shifting. And she says that there are many ways that we can do this, but there's one shift that we need to make today to truly secure our future and our bank accounts. Listen to this.
Everybody needs a home-based business. My colleague was saying she feels like Noah, telling everybody it's going to rain, it's going to rain. And of course, it started raining and it was too late. Well, I feel like Jeremiah. You know, he preached so that they put him in the ground in the concrete and he still kept talking. That's how I feel. I have been preaching, teaching, talking, and people must have been like, well, why is she constantly talking about this home-based business? And I knew it was significant during one of my first Steve Harvey appearances. And I said something similar to this, a Caucasian couple to hire their kids to work in their home-based business, because when you hire your children in your home-based business, the IRS says you can pay each child up to $12,400. That's a tax write-off to you. Now with that money that you have paid them, they can go pay for their school clothes, school supplies, diapers, formula, ballet classes, piano, tuition, all the things that you were going to pay for anyway, but it was not a write-off when you called it tuition. It's not so I don't buy anything for my kids. I don't even buy Christmas presents, birthday, graduation, nothing, because I can't get it back. So what I'm telling people to do, since this started, I really turned up the microphone and said, start a home-based business. Guess what's thriving right now?
Yeah. I literally, Lynn, remember hearing you say that back in the late 1990s when
Yep.
you had your show on WVON. I remember that.
Start a home-based business. It's the only way. See, there are a lot of different philosophies that people are going to tell you about how to get your money right, how to get to the next level. There are multiple things, but all of them fall under three categories. Number one, spend less money. The end. If you spend more money than you get, that's a mathematical equation that will never work out. Number two, get more money. Go out and get more. Multiple streams of income, real estate, investing, whatever it is, you got to go get more. But number three is the most important, and that's get your money back. Because the more money you make, the more the IRS will take. The more money you get, the less you will have. And so, I tell this story often. When I was doing mortgages and I was getting my first $20,000 commission check, I was used to getting $10,000, $5,000, and $10,000. Had married 3 children. When I got a $10,000 check, I had an $8,500 net pay. So when I was getting my first $20,000 check, I had it counted in my mind. I knew what I was going to do. Now I was living check to Monday back then. So I knew what I was going to do. Child, I got the check. It was $9,000. I almost passed out. I got dizzy, but I couldn't pass out because I needed my money. So I got myself together, went in the office. I called the IRS at my office in Tinley Park when it used to be on WVON. People said, well, why did you call the IRS? I said, they had my money. Who else you going to call? See, I'm just very practical. Other people, they be standing around trying to figure out what to do. I'm looking at who got my money. That's who I'm calling. That's who I'm calling. If God had my money, I'd have found a way to call him. I need my check. So, of course, when I made that call, they said, I thought I was going to get my money. I knew it had to be a mistake. I was in all these different tax brackets. And so that's what it was. So I had to increase my allowances. Of course, if you increase your allowances, because most people think the allowances and the exemptions are the same, they're not, completely different. If you increase your allowances and get more money back on your check, then you're going to owe the IRS. Mm-hmm. The only way to avoid that is to have a home-based business.
Because you write so many things off.
See, this is how I tell people. If you went to the grocery store and you spent $500 on groceries, and next week, and you ate all your groceries, had a good time, next week the grocery store manager said, come back and get your money. Everybody would go. Exactly. Well, that's what happens when you have a home-based business. You use your cell phone for business. You drive your car for business. You travel for business. You do all these things for business. And then during tax season, the IRS says, here's your money back.
Right.
So I don't have anything new to say to anybody. It's the same thing, but it's right here and it's very, very real. So one stream of income is hazardous to your wealth. What people also, it is hazardous to your wealth. Everybody is eligible.
Minimal 3 streams of income.
Minimal, but the virtuous woman of Proverbs said 9. So I at least need 7. So I at least need 7. But 3 is a great place to start and certainly an absolute minimum. But one stream of income is hazardous to your wealth. We were taught to go to school, get a good job, get a good education, all that kind of stuff. Go to church on Sunday, wear clean underwear in case you get hit by a bus. We need to teach children, go to school, learn what you need for your gift or your talent, your skill, and start a job, create a job, start a business. Even if you want to be a lawyer or a doctor or a traditional career, you still need a home-based business. You know how many professional people I'm talking to because they made $500,000 and they owe $150,000, $175,000 in taxes. They don't have that kind of money not to pay taxes. So you still have to have a home-based business. So in 2018, when the tax code changed, it got worse for employees and it got better for businesses. The rule for hiring your child, it used to be $6,000. They doubled it to $12,400 in 2018. I got 3 children. That means that's $12,400 times 3. That's $37,200 in additional tax write-offs.
Wow.
Just because I have a home-based business. You have one child that's $12,400. Now you don't have to pay them the full $12,000. You pay them whatever you were going to pay for anyway, whatever you were going to pay for. So same thing goes for nieces, nephews, godchildren. Nobody gets anything. Everybody gets a check.
So with that said, Lynn, I mean, because I know a lot of people that are listening to this right now, they've had a side hustle, but they've never really like officially called it a home-based business. So therefore, they've never really fully taken advantage of those tax write-offs. It's time to get serious. Like we're still within, at the time of this recording, we're still within that time frame that you still have time to file your taxes. So you still have time to get with a good tax preparation expert who can help you, right, Lynn? Make sure.
Well, the problem is the experts don't know either. Now, I'm just telling the truth. You told me to come on here and tell the truth. So this is what made me come back out talking about financial stuff.
Okay.
So I told everybody, hire your kids to work in your home-based business, da, 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 da. It's in IRS Publication 15, page 13. The people went to their tax preparers. The tax preparer said, they don't know. You can't do it. It's too risky. The devil is a liar. I was just on a TV set 2 weeks ago, and they sought after me. I turned it down. They offered more money. I said, okay. Now I see why they had me come on. I was on with a CPA and a CTEC, which is a specialized tax preparer in the state of California. Neither one of them ever heard of 90% of what I said.
What?
I had to pull out the IRS Publication 15.
No, you didn't.
I had to pull it out. And then I had to show them on page 13, where it says in black and white, in plain letters, family employees, people, look at this. It says it right there. But you also get to write off if you have an office. I see you have an office in your home-based business. Yes. You get to write off one room. Say you have 4 rooms total. That's 1 out of 4, 25%. You get to write off 25% of your rent, 25% of your light bill, 25% of your gas bill, 25% of all your bills that it takes to run the house when you have a home-based business. That's even if you rent. That's a homeowner and a renter. Now, I didn't know that when I first started doing mortgages. I was like, oh, you need to buy a house so you can write off. No, you can also write it off if you rent, if you have a home-based business. So between yesterday and today is a big frenzy because the details of the CARE Act were released. And while they're giving employees and individuals a $1,200 stimulus check, first of all, I need more zeros to be stimulated. Who is that going to stimulate? And what is that going to buy? Hand sanitizer and wipes and a few snacks? And it's coming in 6 weeks, for real. But business owners can apply to get up to $20,000. A $10,000 forgivable loan plus another $10,000 grant just because you have a business. But you have to run your business like a business with the intention of having a profit. You don't have to earn a profit in the first few years. You have to have the intent to have a profit. You have to have proper documentation. You have to keep good records. You have to keep receipts. Who, what, when, where, why, and how much. People say, Lynn, this is hard work. So is being broke. Which hard work are you going to do? Which hard work are you going to do? Let me tell you. Once I learned what the game was, I could not play the game. Who's going to leave money on the table? It's literally money on the table. So it's just, I could go on forever. I could talk forever. And I mean, employees, if you drive to your job, that's not a tax write-off. You know how many people drove from the south suburbs of Chicago to downtown to get to work every day?
Right.
An hour and a half each way driving. That's a commute. Can't write that off. But if I leave my home-based business and drive downtown to do my radio show, I can write that mileage off every single day.
This is good because the main reason I wanted to have you come on, Lynn, is to talk about the shift. I'm doing a series on how to shift in this, era of everything is changing. And so that is huge. The shift needs to be in your mindset as in terms of how you treat your business. It's not just a hobby. It's no longer a side hustle. It has to be seen as a legit home-based business so that you can enjoy all of the benefits from a tax standpoint that you need, especially during this time. This
is game-changing. This is, in my personal life, when people don't do what I tell them to do, and then they go fall into the hole, I'll help them out, but I'm going to tell I told you. I still halfway use the word wins, but I told you what to do.
Right.
And you didn't listen. Now look at you. You're messed up. Now while I'm cleaning them up, getting them together, I done cried a little bit too on the side, but you know how we do.
Right.
I told you. I don't want to say that to people. I don't want to sit around here and say, I told you. But I have to say, I'm telling you right now what to do. So What do we need to do right now in this season? First of all, sit down. That's easy because we can't go nowhere. When you sit down, wake up every day, get yourself dressed, put on your makeup or whatever, or a little bit of something, or, brush your teeth. Get up every day like you're going to work. Because if you don't have a job, your job is to get a job. If you don't have a job, your job is to make a job. If you don't have a job, your very existence needs to be a job. Get up, grind. If you need to scour the internet, if you need to start your home-based business, I have a home-based business webinar. I'm doing it now almost every day of the week. And when I do this webinar, I stay on as long as there are questions. The last one I was on for 2 hours. 2 hours telling people what to do, because once you get the knowledge, everything I learned from Sandy Bakken. He was a former IRS tax attorney. You may have heard me say this a million times. He used to work for the IRS and train the IRS agents. It doesn't get no higher than that. He's an IRS attorney who used to train the IRS agents on the tax code, on what to do to go out and see that people didn't do right. He left the IRS. At least I've been following him for 12 years, following everything he said, listening to his CDs. Now, to go online, I have my folder. I keep my little newsletters. I keep all my stuff, and it's all a tax write-off because it's what I'm doing to manage my home-based business. So I spend a little money on education. I put the money in my mind. So I tell people right now, have peace, let that go, sit down. You can't go nowhere anyway. Get an education. If you've got a few extra dollars, put it in your mind. Put it in your mind. You can't go to the next level for free. I'm tired of people talking about free. Is your business going to be free? Come on now.
Right.
Like literally.
Yeah.
So you can get a free education. I've got 75 podcasts at lynnmillionaire.tv. I'm on the radio every single day, Monday through Friday for an hour. I've got more podcasts, YouTube videos than anybody should allow. You go to my app, all that's free. But that's not an education. You're looking on the sidelines. You're a spectator. To get in the game, you have to get your pen and your paper. You have to write. You have to think. You have to plan. I had a group of women that I coach. I coach people all over the world. And they get emails that tell them what to do. And then on the day of the thing, they don't know what to do. Read your emails. And if you can't read, you can't read. Go get some help to learn how to read. Now, I'm being tough, but I'm being serious. Because a lot of people are trying to get to the next level. And I'm in this world in a different kind of a way now. I'm seeing just how diverse this world is. Because when you're here and you know who you know, and that's it. But when you get exposed to the entire world, there are people running around, can't read, mad at the world. And every time you get something you don't understand, you mad at the people who gave it to you. No, you have to read and comprehend. And then you have to stay organized. You have to know where your papers are. You have to stop. You got to stop. So the shift right now is to the advantage of the quarantine. I am working harder than ever before. I am working around the clock. My business quadrupled, doubled in January, doubled in February, quadrupled now once the quarantine, because now everybody has to stay home. Home-based businesses are winning.
Let me ask you this, Lynn. This is extremely important. And this is where I personally had to shift. With things being the way they are, so much uncertainty, people are trying to hold on to every dollar. There are people out there, and to some degree, myself included, who feel like nobody's going to pay for this service right now because they're holding on to it. Nobody's going to support my home-based business because they're holding on to their money. Nobody is going to hire a coach, a mentor, this or that, or invest in a program because they're holding on. You say what to that?
There are billions of people on the planet. You don't need all billion to do anything. You need 10, 5. So you have to show up and be excellent. You have to be consistent. Yeah, there are a lot of people who don't have any money. There are a whole lot of people who do. There are a lot of people still working. There are a lot of executives on their jobs. There are lots of people. Right now, one of my biggest webinars is turn your school at home into a home-based business. Turn your school at home, not homeschool, because homeschooling is a specific thing that people do. I'm talking about all the people who are now doing school at home against their will, and the parents not happy either. The parents upset with the children, the kids eating all day, and all of this. We're supposed to learn their math, turn that into a home-based business. So one lady called me, she said, Lynn, email me. wasn't a phone call. She said, I had to buy this, that, and the third for her child to be able to do their homework at home. Can I write it off? No, you can't. But had you hired that child in your home-based business, you could have paid him the money and he could have went and bought his own computer with his own money that you paid him. Mm-hmm. And now that's a tax write-off to you. Mm-hmm. See, it's understanding you must learn the rules of the game and then play the game by the rules. Now, so when I talk to people about a home-based business, I'm not talking about a janky business. I'm not talking about a subpar business. Be excellent, have your paperwork and documentation order. And I'm not talking about a fairy tale business. I'm talking about really being in business. So don't just hire people and say, yeah, you did it and don't do it. No, actually get in the business of being in business and watch how it transforms your life. It's the only way to exist. Entrepreneurialism, people used to think, oh, she's an entrepreneur. No, everybody can do something. I don't care what it is. I was doing Bible study with this concept of multiple streams of income. I was teaching in Bible study from the perspective of the virtuous woman of Proverbs. This elderly lady, late in her 70s, early 80s, she said, Lynn, but I can't do anything. I said, well, what did you do in your career, ma'am? She said, I used to clean homes. I said, great, noble profession. My grandmother cleaned homes. I said, so what did you do? She said, well, the first thing I did is I got those kids organized. So when they came home, they knew where to put their dirty clothes, this, that, and the other. I said, that's what you are, a home management consultant. Do you know how many busy moms like me, so irritated with our children, we want to throw them out the door. Somebody else needs to come organize them for us because they don't listen to us, so we get frustrated. We wind up, am I telling you? And she lit up. Yeah, you can help all these parents, single moms. It doesn't matter if you're a single mom or if you're a couple. Me and my husband been married 25 years. We had to work hard together, being married, raising these children. It's like a team, a tag team. Okay, who's doing this? Okay, who's doing that? If somebody could have helped me keep them together, and it ultimately did, my mother-in-law, my mother, we had people to help us, but lots of people don't have support. So, everybody can do something. You can cook, you can clean, you can consult, you can cook. Everybody can consult and teach something. I bet you everybody can teach something. One thing. Right. So everybody needs a home-based business. And that's the only shift you need to make. And you need to pay close attention to what's happening. Stay connected to the people at your company. Here's the deal, everybody. Everybody's not going back to work when this is over because the world has seen that it can actually function like this. Once you show the world we could function without you being here. They're already trying to get rid of employees because employees are expensive. Machines are much more economical. So if your employer can replace you with a machine or a computer program, they will.
Lynn, before we have to wrap up this conversation, I want to know about you. In what ways are you shifting? And what ways have you seen a change in your business and the way you've thought, even though I know you've had a home-based business for years, but what are some of the shifts in your own life that you've seen as a result of this?
I have decided to be beyond excellent, to be disciplined. I had no discipline. And people thought, you? Because everybody have seen me work. I said I had control. That's different than discipline. Control and discipline are two different things. Control, yeah, I ran a lot of things. I did this. But discipline is the stuff that you do that doesn't have any external requirement, due date. Discipline. Getting up right here. I'm in my home-based business. I'm in my home office. I'm sitting here, getting up every day, going. Before I did television, and once I made the decision that I wanted to do television, I was like, okay, God, let me do television. He was like, pick up your phone. This is your first TV set. Do your video and teach the people something. And if you can be consistent doing that, I might promote you. That's it. Yeah. So people are sitting around waiting. You faith without work is dead. So that's what I have done. And I literally had a conversation with my business colleagues back in November. And I said, I haven't been doing all that I know to do. And they were like, what? I was like, I haven't been doing all I know to do. I'm going to do what I know I'm supposed to do. And you know what I went back to? I went back to those days on WVON, on the radio, consistent, communicating, teaching, being prepared, putting in the systems, handling it. I still respond to every email right now because I need to feel the energy of who's out there. This is now thousands of messages a day sometimes. Now I have an automated service and I have a way to go in and figure out what doesn't fit the automated reply. And so I had to get engaged You have to, when you have a business, you have to inspect what you expect. It's not going to be built for me. I have to be in it, see it, feel it, touch it, improve it. I have to look at my trends daily. I'm in it. Before, I was just kind of skating. I was in the background running Russell Simmons and MC Light and enjoying that, and just, the gift that God gave me. I was like, oh, I'm done with that. So I turned it on. I turned it on and I turned it up. And I'm telling you, there is no such thing as, luck. Luck is when preparation meets opportunity. So I started preparing back in October. I had a planning meeting, and I said to my business colleagues, we must get together. People had everything to do. I said, we must get together. We got together at one of the most fabulous resorts in LA, 3-day retreat. And out of it were born ideas, but then I had to implement the ideas. Everything that I implemented, my online school, everything was ready for such a time as this. Yeah. So it's not too late. Mm-hmm. Get prepared. Stop, feeling sorry for yourself. Pity can't get you anywhere. Yeah. A pity party ain't gonna get you nowhere. God is not promoting powders. He ain't.
Right.
And I cried about a week and a half ago. I'm so tired of working. I never thought I'd have to work like this again, because I chose to be excellent. I wasn't doing work that was imposed upon me. I was doing work that was in me, but I didn't want to deal with that part of myself anymore. I didn't want to work like that. I didn't want to see my brain works and it puts together things. And you're a lot like that too. Puts together things, figuring out. I didn't want to do that anymore.
Yeah.
God was like, okay, well, just stay where you are. So I cried about having to work so hard. But last night I was praising God about being able to do the work that I was crying about 2 weeks ago.
Amen. Right.
I was just tired. I needed a nap and some Harold's chicken. That's all I needed.
Lynn. Okay, Lynn, this is the last question. Thanks again so much for coming on with us, because everybody's looking for answers right now. But one of the things that you and I have in common is that we are passionate and feel it is our calling to help women, particularly for me, African-American women. I don't know, you feel the same, that we should be wealthy. And the statistics that show that when it comes to wealth, the numbers for us are quite dismal.
Yeah.
So again, here we are in the state of uncertainty, and some people are wondering if it can still happen. I myself made a goal at the middle of last year that I would hit 7 figures of revenue in my business by April of 2021. Things have changed a little bit. I still think it's possible. I know it's possible. Mm-hmm. But what do you say to women out there listening right now who may be concerned that they may not get to 6 figures, let alone 7, right? And what are some quick tips that you can give on how we can build wealth in a time of uncertainty?
Well, again, the first 3 things: spend less money, get more money, get your money back. The next thing you need is a coach. How are you going to do it by yourself? You probably, if you haven't, you probably can't. And if you do, somebody's going to help you, probably. So you may as well make it a formal thing. You need to be a part of mastermind groups like yours, or organizations. You need a business coach, you need a financial coach. You need a strategy. You have to have a strategy. So you have to sit down and look at the plan and then have projections and figure out what's working, what's not working. One reason why I'm working so hard in this season is I'm very quick to see this is working. Okay, that isn't. Okay, let's pull that off the shelf. That's what companies do. That's what big empires do. That's what enterprises do. Everything that you put out isn't going to work. Don't get sad. Don't go, but what happens is you think it doesn't work. You feel defeated. You walk away from it. No, stay in it. Take a day off. There are some days when I have no calls at all. And then there are other days where there are thousands. And I realize now, I used to worry on those days with no calls. God was like, fool, that's your rest. Come on now. Because you don't even have sense enough to stop. I don't have any stopping sense. Only way I know how to stop is if it stops. So, but get a coach. So, one of the things that I'm going to do is I want to provide you with a link. One of my colleagues, every time I do this, and I don't announce it before, but my colleague last week, she invited me to a call like this. Hers was a live stream. I gave her a link. And when people went and got the coaching or the books, because I've got everything from how to start a home-based business webinar to the Symphony, a guide to creating and balancing multiple streams of income, living check to Monday. I have the 21 days to financial freedom for people who are just trying to break their spending addiction. They don't know why they always broke. All of that. I gave her the link. She posted it. She made, oh goodness, she made several $1,000s in 30 minutes. Because when people bought the stuff, she made half the money. So Wow. That's another part of my platform. I wanted my business to go beyond Amazon. So when I first started appearing on public television, I said, I want my people to make money. I'd rather people were posting my books and I was saying, thank you. The guy was like, send them a check. I was like, I want to. And there was the idea. Why can't I have my own platform? People go to newwealthuniversity.net and I have other partners, ambassadors, business partners, sister friends, whatever. You send your people there because they need a change and you make some money too. So that to me, and Latrice and I worked on it together. It's one of the greatest things I've ever done. And that is create a platform for other people to share in the wealth that God has blessed me to be able to have. That's number one. The second thing that I created, game changer, is the class, How to Turn Your School at Home into a Home-Based Business. And it comes with my book, For Your Children, My First Job, A Kid's Guide to Money and Entrepreneurship. And in it, they're learning all the things that you are actually doing in your home-based business. And it's a game changer. So, anytime I can have, if you're trying to figure out what to do next, that last tip, give. Figure out how you're going to give. Now, she was going to post my link anyway. She was going to post lynnrichardson.com. And those people, I was supposed to be on there for 15 minutes. I was on there for an hour and 15 minutes. They were going to buy whatever I told them. They needed coaching, counseling. But I said, don't post my link in the middle of it. So they heard what happened. We have to become, when Jesus healed, he did it in public. He touched the people, 3 fish, 5 loaves of bread. He did it, and then people could see the miracle. And that's how you create movement. And that's how you create momentum. And that's what's now going to change the state of wealth for Black women. We are the smartest and the brokest. Those are facts. That's not an opinion, and it's not disputable. Now, you could be mad about it, but I didn't create it. We are the smartest. We have more degrees, bachelor's, PhDs, special certifications than any other group of people on the planet. And we have a $1 net worth, Black women between the age of 35 and 50. $1. There's something wrong with that. It's a trick of the enemy. So we have to reverse it. And what that means now is we have to get educated, activated, and we have to link together and do it. If I share with you and you share with someone and they share with someone, that's how we change the game. For real this time.
Dr. Lynn Richardson joined us from her home in LA. And thanks, Lynn, for your commitment to helping us build wealth. And by the way, I did speak to Lynn off air a little bit before we actually started our conversation, just to make sure her and her family was safe and doing fine. And indeed they are. And she said something that I definitely agree with, and I'm sure you will as well. And that is that the well-being of our families and ourselves is the number one priority. Okay. We're not putting wealth building and legacy building over our health. And again, if everyone is okay, as I've said many times on other episodes, if everyone that you know and love is okay, and you have time on your hands to take care of things like this, then work on this. If you got people that are sick and need you, focus on that first, okay? So anyway, Lynn did exactly what she promised. She had her team reach out to me. They did so immediately. And they sent me the information to become an ambassador of all of the different products and resources that she offers. And she has some fantastic information out there, ladies. So I'm able to make her resources available to you so that you can start making your shift. So if you want to take advantage of this quarantine time and you want to learn, or build a home-based business and establish a foundation for your wealth, I want you to write this link down right now. It's nomoremoneydrama.com. I'll repeat that. nomoremoneydrama.com. When you go to that link, you will instantly see all the books that Lynn has, the webinars, the classes, the coaching, everything you need so that you can, again, take advantage of this time that we are on lockdown and take some steps to build your home-based business and to build your wealth. Let me give you the website again, nomoremoneydrama.com. Let's come out of this on the other side of this pandemic in a better situation for ourselves. We want to come out of this stronger in our faith, right? We want to come out of this stronger in our health. We want to come out of this stronger together as families, and we definitely want to be stronger in our finances. This pandemic has shown us the vulnerabilities and weaknesses that exist. Nothing is promised. No job security, no savings, no investment. None of that's promised. But at least now we can do our part to take steps that maybe we haven't taken before to build a foundation for wealth. So let me give you that website again, nomoremoneydrama.com. Again, that's nomoremoneydrama.com. Thank you guys for listening to Sisternomics. My name is Monique Caradine Kitchens. Stay safe out there, okay? And I'll see you back here next time.